I got into the field of what we now call people and culture, and was HR, and before that was personnel management, back in about 1975. And as much as I tried to escape it, I kept getting put back into it. So I've sort of been here ever since. I've had 15 years in the public sector, a number of years in the private sector, 5 years at Vecchi as a senior consultant. I've had my own business since 2000, Ridgeline HR. So Ridgeline HR has done the normal sort of HR that most HR consultants do around compliance stuff and leadership stuff and dealing with those things that happen on a day-to-day basis. In 2010, I had a bit of an epiphany, and that was that HR didn't work. So I decided that I needed to go looking for something different. The reason I felt it didn't work was that organisations had gone overboard on compliance and enforcement and metrics and forgotten about a fairly essential ingredient they were supposed to be dealing with, and that was their people. And so I then went looking, and I looked around the world at what was available and what the leading thinkers were talking about, and I came to the conclusion the best pathway was through to the lens of strengths practice and positive psychology, to really shift the dynamic around how we deal with people in businesses to get better engagement and to get better outcomes. And there's a mountain of research that supports it. So that gave birth to PosWork, which uses strengths-based approach for developing better workplace cultures, for dealing with better change, for better coaching and performance management, and better communications using positive psychology and strengths. So using positive language to shift it, because when you look at most organisations' policies, for example, they sound like the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt do this and thou shalt not do that. And if they do or don't, then we'll whack you. And the reality is that's not very engaging, and it doesn't encourage people to put their hands up. So if you want a psychologically safe environment, you really have to change the language. And then one of the things I learned in that time with that I was exploring positive psychology was I discovered my own character strengths, and they happen to be creativity, humour and leadership. So when COVID hit and there was a lockdown and I had to find something to keep myself amused and positive, I decided I'd better do something that utilised my character strengths. And so the answer I came up with was to learn to make animated cartoons. And that has led me now into a whole other field where I'm mixing the better workplaces, positive language stuff with different media through which we can connect with people more engagingly than a boring old PDF.